So I was thinking about this while I was sitting here. Well, what else can I share? And I was in Chicago helping Ameritech, a $5 billion phone company, build a new business. And we had promised the chairman, his name's Dick, that we would do $18 million the first year. Well, Dick had just fired 10,000 people in a restructuring. You know, you guys heard Jack Welch, they called him Neutron Jack because he would get rid of the people, but he would leave the buildings. Well, people joked that Dick would get rid of the people and get rid of the buildings. So it was a tumultuous time. Prices were plummeting, and we weren't sure we were going to make it. So New Year's Eve's a huge day, fortunately for us. At midnight, we hit our target, and we're meeting to review our results, and Dick shows up, and he says, "Great job. You're a terrific team. I knew you could do it." We all kind of, puff up, feeling proud of ourselves. He says, "But if you hadn't hit that target, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. By the way, you're promising me $60 million for this new year. That's peanuts for a group like you. You're capable of a lot more, so we're going to bump it up to $100 million. Happy New Year, everybody." And he left. Now we're all sitting around in shock. When we got out of that, we started brainstorming, and that year we did $109 million and over $220 million the next year. And this is while the industry was melting down in price wars and bankruptcies. And again, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, what was it that helped us do that? And it was Dick. He was challenging us in a very challenging circumstance to think really big and then believe in our ability to deliver. And I was, some years ago in southern China. It was winter, headed out by myself to have lunch. I went into this tiny, packed place, sat down, grabbed a menu. It was all in Chinese. Didn't have a clue what it said. But I look around and everybody's got a bowl of stew, so I pointed at one of those. A few minutes later, my food arrives. And I'm sitting there, it smells great, I'm really hungry, I start digging in. And it's like a room like this, and I look up and everybody in the place is watching. I'm the only non-Chinese there. And this isn't so unusual. Chinese people are very proud of their culture and their food, and they want to know what other people think. So I'm sitting there tucking in, and this guy at the table leans over to me and says, "So, you like the food?" I said, "Yeah, it's great." He said, "Special meal for winter, keep you warm. Most foreigners don't like this meat. You open mind." I said, "Well, it's wild boar, isn't it?" He said, "Oh, you're a funny guy." He stands up, he translates this for everybody in the restaurant, and they fall apart laughing. So now I'm confused. I pick up my bowl, and I point it, and I go, "Oink, oink." He says, "No, no, 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 no." I point again, I go, "Ba, ba." He says, "No, no, no, no." Somebody behind me goes, "Arf!" "Arf!" He says, "Yeah, yeah. You have lunch with Lassie." Yeah, I tried to think, thought a long time about that one. Well, there must be a lesson in here somewhere for me. And I think there really is. In challenging times, you really have to be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. There really aren't any sacred cows or sacred dogs, for that matter. I also got my introduction to Rotary in southern China, in Taiwan. I had a friend who was crippled with polio. He was in the university. And at that time, it was very common to see kids in school with crutches from polio. At that time, Rotary had just gone into Taiwan and committed to help eradicate polio there. And you go back to Taiwan today, you look at all the schools, you can't find any kids that are stricken with polio. And that's because of the work that Rotary did. Yes, big hand for that, I agree. And now that's really what Rotary is about that service and that giving. So I'm grateful for my introduction there. And a few years later, I was in Oklahoma, of all places, in the headquarters of Wiltel. It's a $1 billion phone company. And I've been leading marketing for about 3 weeks, and the president calls. He says, "Wiltel just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. You mapped out a plan to double sales this year. We still expect you to do it." I'm thinking, great. Our competitors, Enron and WorldCom, yeah, some of you remember those guys before they went to jail. Must have been tough, you know, working under home arrest with those ankle bracelets on. But they've been selling below cost. It was a mess. A big customer in Miami asked, why should I buy from a company in bankruptcy? And I said, listen, our products and services haven't changed. We're the same company serving our customers while we restructure debt. Well, our CEO called, Buck, and he was not happy. A lot of folks say Buck's a tough old Cajun guy. In fact, one of his friends said, you know, if I ever get a heart transplant, I want Buck's. Not because I want him to die, but because it's a heart that's never been used. Yeah, so Buck calls, he says, I hear you raising prices and chasing away customers. Is that true? I said, it's time to dump the bad customers. He said, son, you crazy? We're in bankruptcy. There's no such thing as a bad customer. I said, listen, we've got low margin, low revenue customers sucking up resources. I'm firing the bad customers. He said, this had better work. Well, we tripled sales in 8 months, profitably. And again, I was trying to think, what is the lesson that I can share from this? And I think the main thing that helped us is we cultivated a team of advisors, people who have been successful in really tough situations. And we relied on them to literally help us steer through those stormy waters. And thinking of stormy waters, I was in Hawaii last spring, piloting 14 CEOs through a leadership retreat. And I noticed the vision in my left eye changing. It was like looking through orange jello. Turns out I had a detached retina. So I called a travel agent who's a member of the Executive Officers Club. I said, Chris, I'm in Hawaii, I have a medical emergency. I need to get to Portland tonight for surgery. And Chris is a pro. She says, go to the airport, you're on the next flight. So I call another EOC member, OHSU, and I speak with this brilliant Czech doctor there. And I said, Eric, I'm in Hawaii, my retina's detached, I gotta get to Portland tonight. Who do I speak with at the Eye Institute to schedule surgery? And I'll never forget what he said. He said, I'll take care of it and I'll pick you up. So over the next days and weeks, EOC members ferry me to doctor's appointments, they negotiate hotel refunds, cover work commitments. They even picked up my family at the airport at midnight. And I think most importantly, they helped me keep my thinking and my spirits on track. And I have perfect vision now, thanks to the help I received. And I think, would I have been able to do this without the EOC members? Maybe, but it would have been a lot more difficult. And it's, you know, it's like the people you have here. They're not just go-getters. They're go-givers who help and mentor each other grow as people, as business and community leaders. You know, if you guys would like to be part of a great group of go-givers, you should come to one of the meetings. You can even come as one of my guests. Just drop by after the meeting and give me your card. But this is what I love about Rotary. We're here today to help each other. I mean, think in your own life. Think of the people who helped you in challenging circumstances and times. Who helped you move beyond what you thought was possible? We all have this ability. You can be a leader and a light to the people in your life. Look for what's great in them. Help them build a bigger picture of what's possible. Believe in their ability to do it. Be a go-giver. The results will astonish you. Thank you.